Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Hades, and today we are going to use the new aspect of Guan Yu, which was the hidden aspect on the spear. It gives us some new movesets here with our attack. A slower, maybe even harder hitting base attack. But the big thing is, if we charge up what would normally be our spin move, we then shoot this spinning spear, and that will leech life. We do, however, start out with far lower life. See, we're on just 35 rather than the usual 100, and we also get less life restoration. So we are going to be relying pretty heavily on this move here to leech back our life. In addition to that, we are using the Overflowing Cup, Dionysus' keepsake here, because I'm assuming that getting something like the hangover effect on this, what I assume to be quick attacking attack, could be quite helpful. However, for some reason, Poseidon is showing up first here, so little unsure as to why that is, but sure, we'll roll with it.
I'm mightily impressed with your ability to cull those rivers there of all the denizens of my domain. Your crusty father's not entitled to the bounties of the sea, but on my limitless authority, you are. You have my rod of fishing. Now have this.
Okay.
What is this?
Oh! Maybe that's why. Huge catch. You have a greater chance to find a fishing point in each chamber, plus 20% chance. Okay, I mean, it doesn't directly affect our fighting ability,
Let's catch some fish.
but apparently we now have a prophecy foretold as well.
Nothing.
You saw that there were enemies with those blue life bars. That also means that we are using the same heat setting that we used last time. That is giving people a shield, meaning that they will take no damage the first time we hit them. And then once we do hit them, now we can start to hit them and deal damage. We didn't get hurt in the previous room, which meant that we didn't really need to do anything special with our new aspect, but that is important to bear in mind.
Darkness there felt different than before.
Ah, and we did also recently upgrade Darkness so that it now gives us a little bit of max life, which is going to be key, because, yeah, the thing is, we get hit once, and we're already on low life here. So that's one of the reasons, as well, why I think Dionysus might not be a bad idea, is because he does have a few different boons that give us bonuses when we have low HP, ones that make it so that we take less damage, or we go back to a certain amount of life. We need to be careful of you guys. Ooh, and I didn't even see you. Okay, get rid of you, and that's it. Hammer could be big. Let's see what we get here.
To fix up this spear.
Special deals additional damage to armor. I think we definitely want to focus on our attack here. Your attack has more range and deals more damage to distant foes? Maybe, but your spin attack charges up and recovers much faster. I think that is huge, because, remember, our spin attack is this, so being able to use that more quickly will be a big deal. Here is the Super Darkness, which is good, because it does give us a little bit more max life, and we want to get that whenever we can. But I think, Chaos, 21 damage? That is, oh goodness, it's almost 2/3 of our HP, and Gem's definitely not on those, but okay, this makes me really nervous. I suppose we're gonna see our life moving a lot more than usual, because not only will it be going down like this, but we can also leech our life back, so maybe it's not a huge deal if we do take damage every now and again. We just want to make sure that we are hitting people with our special attack, and by special attack I mean this one. Not that one. Okay, so what do you have for us, Chaos?
In darkness, practically unseen, son of Hades. It is quite difficult even for me to sense your presence at times. The Olympians catch their glimpses now and then, but you are always in a shroud. Thus is the influence of Nyx.
Yeah, I suppose Nyx's powers, I mean, they're no joke. Okay, ooh, some very high rarity options here. We face more foes, but afterward we get a bunch more obols. Getting that early would be very nice. Can't earn any obols for the next 3 encounters, but afterwards we get an additional bloodstone. Or our reward previews are hidden, but afterward we gain additional max life. I was saying it would be good to get additional max life. We do have the penalty for any future max life we get, so we can't just pick up a few hearts and suddenly we're back where we would normally be starting. So that is one thing to bear in mind there. I think the darkness is nice because that's just a little bonus here and there. But I think that getting this really early on is very tempting. The additional foes is a little bit scary. We're, again, going to want to make sure that we are using our special move as often as we can, but I think that's a little too tempting to pass up. And here's more darkness. I think we go for that. Looks like we get 2 max life every time we get to one of these rooms here. So that should help us out a bit. Okay, can we take you guys out with one of those big moves here? Seems like it. Follow up with a cast as well, just to be sure. Or lead off with a cast. And we are not quite at full HP yet. As we did, of course, leech life whenever we do this. Still not at full HP. Oh, there is one. Yeah, there's actually a spawner over here. Okay, so the types of enemies changed around a bit. Trying to think what types of enemies we are most concerned about with this setup here. Is it little quick guys like the numbskulls? It could potentially be. I wouldn't necessarily rule that out because our normal attack is quite slow. This is a lot slower than the normal spear attack. So going against quick enemies like the numbskulls, they could be an issue. We got out of that room and we actually gained life from it. Because we were able to leech it, we will gain more max life here. So it's working. Then Hydrolite for the HP regeneration, I don't think that's ever going to be necessary, or at least shouldn't be. Then I'm sure I'm going to eat that later on in this run when we're going to absolutely need it. But special damage, additional bloodstone, don't think we need any of that stuff. Let's hold on to the obols for now. And we should get a lot of them later on. I think at just 143, that's not really enough for the shop to be a big deal yet. We want to at least be at 150, ideally at least 200. So I think we go for more darkness here. Try to get more max life. Okay, so let's lead off with this. And try not to step on those traps. So I think the sooner we can get this Chaos Boon to evolve, the better, of course. Let's take it nice and slow here to begin with. We are expecting more enemies in here. In the previous room, things got pretty hectic pretty quickly with all those spawners and numbskulls. So these guys, I think they're a little bit more straightforward to control because they're slow. We can take them out from range pretty quickly and easily. So I would rather that we face a bunch of them.
Next up.
But I'm sure, yeah, now we're gonna get the numbskulls. Just what I asked for. I suppose. I was tempting the game. The game said, oh, well, we can make that happen. We almost got hit that time. But I do like how, after picking up a few more darkness... Ooh, look at that. We do now have... Oh, I see the ranged enemy, and I don't like it. I also don't like you. I see the other ranged enemy, and I also don't like it. Two. Please go away. Preferably immediately. Come on. There we go. Okay. Might be the last one here. That it is. Okay. So that's great. But we did take a tiny bit of damage there, actually. We leech a little, or well, restore a little bit of life from darkness there. And, ooh, did that round down that time with the amount of life that we gained? Because normally I thought we were getting 2 max life. That time we only got 1. But we're up to 40, which is almost the amount that you start off with before you do all the life upgrades at the mirror. Now here is Mini Boss Dionysus. That is the specific type of boon that we ordered, even though we got Poseidon first. So I think we go in here. Definitely don't alter it. It is a mini boss, so hoping this one isn't too bad. It is the bad one. This is concerning. This one could hurt us a lot. Just trying to predict where it's going to show up. I did not do that successfully. Because I think we are just a little bit too slow. So this could end poorly. We may need to use a Death Defiance in here. I think as much as I want to try to leech some life back, I think I'm going to prioritize just not getting hit very much, and hopefully that works out. Okay, its armor's down. That's good. It is there? Might not have. Get our bloodstones back. There we go. And there we go. Okay, I think we got hit once, which against that enemy, I will absolutely take that. Okay, so let's give to Dionysus, I think.
Lord Dionysus, mate, you have made the mood down here materially less miserable, and I am much obliged.
Thank you, Dionysus.
Is that for me? Why, sake, I mean, you really shouldn't have. You know I can't get enough of this stuff, right?
Well, I mean, sorta. Now, as for your boon, though, we're looking for ideally an attack boon, I think.
Here, man. It's been a bit of a long haul, but you are getting closer to the surface, and you'll get there someday, and we're with you, however long it takes, okay?
Alright. And we do have an epic rarity attack. I think that is exactly what we're looking for here. The idea being that this move here is hitting people numerous times, and so that can apply multiple rounds of Hangover. And we may even want to upgrade that with the Palm. Normally, I would say I would prioritize Obols over Palms, but I do think that the Palm will upgrade this from 6 Hangover damage to 7, which is, I guess, for the first Palm upgrade, not a ton, but for subsequent Palm upgrades, normally you'd get diminishing returns, but because this is, I think, going to go up by 1 every time, we're not going to see that, so I think it will be our primary damage dealer, or at least one of them. That should be helpful. Has our Chaos Moon evolved yet? It is not. Okay, and this room is already one that would normally have a lot of enemies in it, and it's going to have even more.
Got their attention.
I assume that Chaos Boon, or Chaos, I guess it still counts as Boon at this stage, but that, that's still going to take effect in this room here, which means this is going to be absolutely chaotic. We're not on full life yet, so we should try to do some of this. We got hit there. So our normal attack is slower. With our normal attack, it is definitely worse, or it's not a good fit for Dionysus. It's specifically with the spin attack. I'm assuming that we're going to be doing a lot of that, though. That was the idea. But if we don't, then it was the wrong decision. Okay, fortunately, it looks like... Ooh, I totally... Yeah, I walked right out of that. Can we leech some life back before the room ends? Yes, we can. Oh, except did you hit us at the very end? No, you did not. Okay. Whew. So we did get the Chaos Boon to evolve. That means that from now on we are getting 65% more Obols. That should almost guarantee that we are in a strong place from the rest of the run onward. From an Obol standpoint, at least. Oh, and it actually goes up by 2 Hangover damage here, so that's big. We have a fishing spot. We are, of course, I mean, I heard it, didn't see it. Okay, there it is. We are more likely to get those, well, with our legendary boon from Poseidon here. See if we can put that to good use. Not that one. This one. Oh, that was slow. We did still get a Knucklehead. Okay. And the Trove is gems. You know, don't really think we need that so much right now. I'm thinking we might go for the Nectar. Just want to double check if there's anything else in here. I don't think so. We got a Golden Urn previously. The key is okay. It is theoretically a harder room. But I think we've been using our Nectars pretty aggressively as of late. So I would like to pick up a few more of those. Ooh, that's a lot of projectiles. So we got hit by that one. And normally, getting hit by 1 attack is not a huge deal, right? But when you have as low life as we currently have, that's 5 damage is a large percentage of our total HP. I don't know if it technically counts when the enemy still have the shields on. So we leech life from them. Didn't notice, but either way, we did get back up to full HP there, so that's good. Oh, and this does also work as a pseudo Palm of sorts. Gives us a random upgrade to one of our existing boons. We only have one that's upgradable at this point, so we take this, and we're going to get another upgrade to our attack boon there, so I think that's big. Now it goes up to 9 damage per Hangover. We can have more darkness or gems. I think, again, we're probably going to go darkness. Let's just double check anything else in this room. Nothing. So let's get the max life. Let's do it. Ooh, another fishing spot. Yeah, seems like it's paying off already. See how much use we can get out of the Hangover. Well, as well. It's still early on with our Chaos Boon, trying to get the additional Obols from that. So I think, you know, the longer term, the more we're going to see that start to pay off. Okay, let's get out of the way. I suppose when we're on full HP, we don't necessarily need to use our big charge-up spin attack. I think it is still going to be our strongest one. Especially after we got the hammer upgrade that allows us to charge it up more quickly. Okay, so there we see, yes, 2 max life, so that's good. We'll fish.
Fishing time, then.
Come on. Come on, fishies. Come on, fishies. Not that one. Not that one. That one. This one. There we go. Alright, another Knucklehead. Then from the well, we can restore life. I don't think we need this one. We could upgrade the rarity of our next boon, or we could guarantee a fishing spot. I mean, that feels a little bit silly when we have the Rod of fishing and the legendary, specifically the legendary boon. Does this only show up when you have the legendary boon, though? I don't know, because it does have a scroll next to it, meaning that we have not yet taken it. Let's just double check what our next rooms are. We can go Dionysus, which is a strong candidate, or Ares. I'm thinking we're probably going to want to go Dionysus, right? It's been a long time since we last went Ares, but I think perhaps for good reason, at least with the builds we've been trying to do. So this would be kind of tempting to make this next Dionysus boon particularly powerful. Let's go for it. And then this would get us pretty low on the obels. So I'm hesitant to do it. I think let's hold off for now. Let's wait until we get a little bit more obels stockpiled. And for this Dionysus boon, I think we're probably looking for something that... Ooh, a little bit of damage there. I think we're probably looking for something that is based on... What is it, like After Party and the other boons that are based on how much life we have. Like make it so you take less damage when you're at a certain amount of HP or a certain percentage of HP. Or boons that... Oh, we got stuck there. That's not good. Or make it so that if you finish a room with less than a certain percentage life, then you come back to that percentage. Because that means that even if we do find ourselves in a tricky place at the end of a room, we can still come back from that fairly easily, and we give ourselves a chance to leech back up in the next room with our special aspect on the spear. So what do we get this time? We get the cast, which is also strong. Ooh, this could be another form of max life upgrades, which is potentially useful, especially this early on, and Strong Drink is also useful early on. Using a fountain restores all life and gives you bonus damage. It's another one that's great this early, but the thing is, we do leech life very easily, so this one may be less so what we're looking for. I think more so, maybe even either of these. Trippy Shot is one of the best casts, maybe not for direct damage, but in terms of setup. Using this and then using the stun effect to buy ourselves some time to charge up an attack could be big. But I think that's more so something that we can pick up whenever. This one, the earlier you get it, the better. We have already picked up a few nectars, so it would have been great if we got it even earlier still. Let's try it. And then see
Going to enjoy this.
when we got, again, Drunken Strike to level up. So that means we're at 10 hangover damage. That's getting pretty big pretty quickly. And we didn't even need to buy the guaranteed fishing spot, and still, we got a fishing spot to show up.
Come on, you knuckleheads.
Already got a couple of those. See if we get another one here.
You're mine.
Oh, a hellfish. Okay.
Another hellfish.
A little bit more variety in that case. Is there anything else in this room here? Don't think so. Then we can go obels, or we can go life. And so, what exactly is the percentage reduction we're getting on max life upgrades? It's minus 65%. I do like that we're already at 51 max HP. I'm tempted to go this route here. I know that we're getting the penalty when we get max life, but I think it is still very useful to get max life because remember that final boss, I think, hits for something like 40 damage with his biggest move, and so making sure that we are high enough on the HP that we aren't going to get one shot by that, or after taking a little bit of damage from something else, not going down, that's pretty crucial. And we do have other sources of obels, or at least we're going to get a lot more obels just by having the Chaos Boon here. So I think for that reason, we go for this. And in the previous run, we had a lot of issues with not having enough max life. So, in an interest of avoiding that, I would kind of like to make sure that we pick up more max life this go round. Because I think we've already done a lot to upgrade our damage with just the palms of all things. We got a really good attack boon, and we got a ton of palms. It's already level 4. Still in Tartarus. Of course, it is easiest to upgrade this boon specifically while we're in Tartarus because it means that even the random palms are going to upgrade the skill we're looking for. And we benefited from that several times already, I think. So we could still even pick up a few palms, the full-blown palms, and choose between which boons we want to get sometime in the future. We still may not have any other boons, to tell you the truth. That's 9 max life, which is, I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but remember, we started off with, what was it, 35 life? So we've almost doubled it already. Now we go into a shop, and this is the last room before the boss here. I heard another fishing spot there. Did it say 20%? Because it feels like a lot more than a 20% increased chance. Feels like we've gotten a fishing spot in every room thus far, or very close to it. Hold on, I jumped on that one. Had a bunch of them that have been really long. The first, I think all the previous 3 were basically longest possible duration here. We only have 213 ovals. So that does make it a little bit difficult to pick up the Ares boon here. I'm thinking we might actually go for the heart here, and then this darkness. This darkness, well, this does not give us max life. Maybe we'll pass on this. I think we do pick this up. Get us up to 68 life here. And then I think we head in. We obviously can't afford Ares now. We could go with the darkness, but we don't need it for any life restoration purposes, and we don't get the max life out of it, so let's go for it. And I think, who did we have last time? Was it Tisiphone? So I'm thinking this one's going to be Electo.
Electo.
That it is.
Let's get to work, Red Blood. What do you say? Me? I say you've kept this girl waiting long enough.
Well, I say I don't appreciate you calling me Red Blood. You're making me rather self-conscious about it, you know?
You're funny, but you'll break. They always do.
We'll see about that. Okay, you could just, like, walk into that. That'd be great. Thank you. Oh, you are getting mad. Don't do that. Oh, yep. So you can deal a fair bit of damage in big chunks, which is a little bit concerning. Like that. Okay, don't stand in those. Oh man, okay, bad series there. That is one problem with our setup on this aspect is, yup, if you go make mistakes for a little bit, oh man, I was trying to charge up the special attack so we can leech more. I think use her friends to help us out there. Oh, nope. If things go wrong for a little bit, then it's, that's a big percentage of your total life. Okay, got a little bit back, but not that much. Missed on that. Okay, we have similar attacks in some ways, if you think about it. Tiny bit of life back, but not as much as I would like to have. Okay. Ooh, saw that one. We are very low. Obviously would not like to use Death Defiance here, but it may come down to that. Oh no! And I thought one more hit could have potentially done it. I think it may. It was just a matter of greed. I was like, if we can sneak one in before she hits us, then we could probably get it done, but she managed to hit us first. We did get her. That is unfortunate, because of course, using the Death Defiance is always big, but I think more so than with any other type of build, when we finish a room with low HP, we are capable of getting back up to maximum HP relatively easily. We are up to 70 max life now, which is solid, at least for this aspect on the sphere. We have already picked up our guaranteed Dionysus boon, so we probably don't need this. Is there any other specific god or goddess that we really want to pick up here? So now, of course, after having used the Death Defiance, then that does mean that getting a Kiss of Styx and or an Athena boon could help out. Losing one I'm not too concerned about, but losing one as early as Tartarus is obviously not good. So hopefully we will have enough time to get one of those Kiss of Styxes soon. In fact, we could even check. We don't have enough obols for it right now, because those will cost 200, but there is one right here. We could try, we could sell the legendary fishing boon. That would certainly give us enough obols for it. I don't really want to sell our attack boon, because this is exactly what we want, and we have upgraded it several times. We've already benefited from this a lot. So in some ways, I'm not that averse to selling it here, but Let's see. I think we can probably be a little bit more patient. We probably don't need to get this Kiss of Sticks right now. I'm assuming we will probably see one on a future occasion, and as long as we are a little bit more mindful of how many obols we have, we'll be able to pick that up. So I think we can still make a point of choosing a specific god or goddess here. Question is just, which one would we like? I was a little bit concerned when we went through that Chaos Portal earlier, seeing how much damage we took. Maybe even picking up the Cosmic Egg here might not be a bad idea. Are there other things we feel like we would particularly like? Aphrodite, I think, with the charm effect, or rather, the weak effect, making it so that enemies deal less damage to us, could also be useful. I think maybe we go for her then.
Should help.
Because as we saw, I mean, enemies dealing just 10, 15 damage chunks to us is a large percentage of our total HP. And we can reduce that a little bit. Make it so that it's easier to bounce back when we do get hit, then all the better. Because I think that's our biggest weakness is when we get hit by big hits, then that can be almost enough in and of itself to take us out. And Lecto, she peppered us with a few big hits, but she also just crowded the room with a lot of the spinny blades. Okay, so let's see. Some of you guys, we are on full HP, so technically speaking, we don't need to use our special move.
Good, come on in.
So if we know where they're going to spawn, and we have time to charge up the move, then no harm. Okay, don't walk into that, though. Oh, where did you go? Not see you, actually. Let the hangover do its thing. And the interesting thing with hangover as well, okay, don't get hit by that,
Time for a boost.
is that we hit them once with our normal attack, and it'll get rid of the shield, and then the hangover will still deal damage even after that, even if the initial hit does not deal damage. So that's really nice. Let's gift to Hermes as well. How many nectars do we have? Still 7. Yeah, sure.
Hermes, my friend. May I call you my friend? I hope this modest offering will lift your spirits but won't slow you down.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Because, well, guess what? I do. So cheers.
Alright. For your boon, not necessarily sure what we'd be looking for here.
Because, though I'm sure you understand. Besides, I'm here, in spirit anyhow.
He knows Aphrodite's supposed to show up next. Maybe attack speed? Side hustle means even more obols? Actually, does our Chaos Boon with 65% increased obols also affect side hustle? I mean, this does say any obols you find. So I would think so. So that might be a nice combination here. Let's go for it.
Here goes.
Then we have max life or we have a palm. I think either of those could be good here. With our palm, we would have the choice between Drunken Strike again, Premium Vintage, or I don't think, oh, that's the Chaos Boon, but I don't think you can upgrade Side Hustle. So I think we, yeah, just be able to pick whatever we want here between these two, and we probably still go for the attack. I think we probably do go for that here. Let's just double check if there's anything else down over here in this corner that we didn't really check out earlier. I don't think so. Okay, let's do this. The strange run in which you are actually deliberately prioritizing palms? What is this, right? But I think we've actually already seen that it's done us a lot of good here. It means that our hangover is extremely strong. And this is just our slow, boring attack. Wait until we charge up a big one. Ideally with an enemy that is close by that we can make sure we're actually hitting with it. Not like you. Stop doing that. Oh. What? Where did that come from? You were definitely not in that animation. That might be the longest I've ever hung out. Oh, that came out of nowhere. Hung out in the mist stuff. Fog. Are we in the lava? We are in the lava. Uh-oh. That was a long time in the lava. Okay, this is suddenly not going so great. Let's do that and then get out of the way. I swear we were not in the lava there either, but okay.
Delicious.
Took some damage for sure. Oh, we actually can't even upgrade, what was it, our other boon, the Premium Vintage? Apparently not. So we'll just upgrade Drunken Strike. I mean, that's what we were planning on taking anyway. This would be more obols. And in some ways, could be actually a way to reach back up to higher life, because we're on roughly half HP here. So it might not be a bad idea from a life standpoint. Obviously, give us more obols as well, and we do have the Chaos Moon. That means we will get more obols out of this. Just double check what our next room is. Would be Darkness, which could heal us and give us a little bit more max life. So I'm feeling okay about this. I don't love this room, because I think that it's one of the more difficult ones in terms of the lava. As you saw there, we took a unfortunate amount of damage from it last time. But we'll see if we can actually gain life out of this here. That's the goal. That's the hope. Try not to step on the lava too much. Ooh, you did hit us there. And there. Saw that one coming. Okay, we got a little bit of additional life out of it. I mean, a little.
And my keep.
But we also got 111 obols out of it. So that certainly is not bad, and we should get a little bit more life back from this here. Not a ton. I think most of it is still going to be coming from that special attack. Let's see. And Side Hustle, of course. Oh, Side Hustle is still only giving us 10. Okay, that's unfortunate. Or at least it's showing up as 10 when it said that over there. Be actually attacking you, but what you really need to look at is down there in the bottom right corner. How much we're getting from that. You might be difficult to hit with this spin moves there. Got a little bit out of it that time, though. Are they? Sure about that? Okay, there we go. Not bad, not bad. And that's definitely some max, or not max life, but additional life there. Okay, almost back up to full now. There is a spawner over there. Get rid of it. Ideally, this way. There we go, and back up to max life. Get 2 more there, and a fishing spot. Okay, we did not sell our special fishing boon. Struck out on the last one. I was gonna say it'd be great if we would be perfect in this run here with the special fishing boon, but wishful thinking, I suppose. Oh, they're really long ones. Whoa!
I got a flame eater.
I don't think I've ever seen a flame eater. That's cool. Let's see. Is there anything else in here? Not on this level. On this level, doesn't seem so either. We have a shop. We have the guaranteed Aphrodite boon. We've waited a long time for that one. Remember, we put on our keepsake for that, and we've not yet seen it. We're on 343 obols, so that could be decent to go for a shop with that. Otherwise, Athena could give us back one of those Death Defiances. We've not yet seen Athena, so we could set an Athena precedent if we went this route here. Something to be said for that. I do wonder, do we want to spend our obols now, or do we deliberately wait for future shops and go even crazier with those and know that we can get almost anything there? Because we do want to try to make sure that we at least have 200 obols at all times in case we do run into a well that has 200, or well, a Kiss of 6 in it that costs 200 obols. So maybe we do pass on the shop for now and wait a little bit longer. We should gain obols very quickly at this stage. Maybe we do make a point to pick an Athena here, because we know Aphrodite is going to keep on showing up. But we don't know that Athena will. This is a bit of an opportunity here. And oh, is this? Been a long time since I faced these two. I would think, dare I say, these guys might be a decent combo for, oh, if we don't get petrified, might be a decent combo for us to be using our special attack. Oh, I dashed toward those. I was asking for that. Ooh, got hit by something there. Not sure which one it was. But, might want to try to... Ooh, even there. Might want to try to get rid of one of them a little bit early, in hopes of shortening this fight. And then once we do get rid of one, like preferably you, I think, then we can get a little more clever with this. And make a point of trying to leech life back, although you need to stay up a little bit longer than that. Still hit you with it a little bit? I think we might have. Not get a ton of life back from it, so maybe it's not the best for this after all, but... Oh, come on. There we go. Trying to charge up, or at least I thought I was charging something up there, but apparently not. We want to gift to Athena? Let's do it.
For you, Lady Athena, without whom I would assuredly be lost.
This is an unexpected gesture, cousin. I do appreciate it, though please do not feel obliged.
Oh, sorry, I cut her off there. I thought she was done.
Hail and good tidings to you, noble cousin. May you be swift and thorough vanquishing the dead who dare oppose you.
That we shall try. Okay, so we can get her Divine Dash, which is great. We also have her cast or her call. I mean, it's hard to turn this down, right? We don't yet have a call, so part of me feels like you could certainly make the case for this. And cast is probably the other thing that we're focusing on using other than our attack, because it's our quickest form of damage. So I wouldn't turn this down in the future, but is it necessarily our top priority? I think, like I said, whenever you see Divine Dash, you have to have a really good reason not to take it. Otherwise, it's almost guaranteed. More max life, I think, is fine. Getting up to the point now where, well, I mean, we're at 72. This should give us, I think we saw, it's usually about 8 or so. Now we can deflect some projectiles, which will make it a little bit easier for us to avoid getting hit by people like you. Shooting your bazillion projectiles at us. Should make it easier for us to charge up our big attacks like this, and not be as concerned about getting hit. We want, go for you. Here, let's just take you out. There we go. And we are back at max HP here, so technically speaking, no need to use our special move. Okay. Got a few of the Gorgons here. So careful not to get petrified from you. And if we could deflect them back at them, that would not be a bad idea. You're down. Do you not petrify yourself when we deflect those things back at you? That surprises me a bit, because satyrs, for example, we can poison them when we shoot their projectiles back at them. There we go. Okay. Actually, 9 life out of that, bringing us up to 81, so we're almost at the point where we'd be starting off in a normal build. Of course, this is not a normal build, though. Okay, more fishing. Let's see what we get this time. Ooh, quick one. That was, I think, why I missed one earlier, was I was thinking too far in advance, and we had 3 really slow ones in a row, so I was like, surely this next one's gonna be really quick, right? And then it wasn't. So, we have keys or we have gems. Are these super keys that allow us to get an additional reroll? I don't think we've yet made that upgrade. I think we were considering it. Oh, almost missed this.
I'm rich.
But I think either way, nah, let's go for gems in that case, I suppose. I think darkness is probably still the best option for us of all the boons, or of all the rewards of that type, I should say. You guys shoot your projectiles. And last time we faced you, it did not go terribly well. We can now deflect them, which I think should be very helpful. So, ooh, except I ate that one right as I said that. But with more max life, and we do considerably more max life in fact, relative to the last time we faced them, that should help too. Ooh, that one, we just barely deflected. I'm not sure we deserve that one. Almost dashed into that. Okay, there are too many of you trying to snipe us from afar. That's not cool. Just finish you off. Last one's over here. You guys just have so much range, it's ridiculous. There's still you. Okay. Wasn't sure how the time was going to work out there, if that was technically going to be a deflection or us eating that projectile, but almost back up to max HP. Not quite. Could sell boons here. I think we want to keep all these things. We have some pretty nice ones right now. And then anything else in this area? Not seeing anything there. Go shop. At this point, we're at 526 almost. That is a ton. But getting a free max life, I think we go for that. I actually think we go for this. And just when we do go for a shop, we will be able to get a bunch. And I suspected that this was going to be the last room before the boss fight here. So this is a free max life upgrade of sorts. No enemies in here. Just double check there's any golden urns. Oh, fishing spot. I almost missed it. Should more or less always assume that there will be a fishing spot, given how frequently they have been in. That's another quick one. Okay. So now let's head over. And we're back up to 89 max life now, so it's not so bad, the amount of life that we have at the moment.
What have you been up to since I last destroyed your multitude of heads?
I don't know. Is this the... I think this is the burrowing or the plunging learning, whatever you want to call it. Basically does all the slammy attacks. I think it's probably a good fit for what we have right now, because we have enough range. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. And that means we'll have time to choose our exact area from which we want to be launching our attacks here. Ooh, I don't like the number of projectile or laser beam shooting Hydra heads, though. You are also one of those. So are you. They are all those types. It is usually the kind that I find is the most difficult. But there we're seeing, yes, our hangover is fantastic at this stage. I almost walked into that. Probably deserved to get hit by that. Okay, let's hit you with this. And try not to get hit by your attacks there. Just let the hangover do its thing, pretty much. Because it seems like it's doing work right now. Okay, now the other heads should be coming up somewhere over here. Oh, there is a fishing spot here as well. See one over to the right. Okay, get rid of you guys. That was getting hit too bad from here. But there are some projectile shooting ones on the other side. Briefly stepped into the lava there. You are the projectile shooting one back. Another one. Further. Okay, let's try to leech back a little bit of the damage that we took. Should be doable, I think. As long as we don't take more damage. Don't get hit by that. There we go. Back up to max. You're the projectile laser beam shooting one. Big learning, making some waves here, but shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now, full learning. There? No, I don't think so. I might have missed on all of those casts? Might have. Don't get hit by that. Okay. Almost got you down, and we do. In fact, that might have been the least damage we've ever taken from learning. I think we're finishing on max life here because we did leech back a little bit. We may have only gotten hit, I don't know, twice, maybe?
Never enough.
And that gets us up to 91, and like I said, saw this fishing spot here. This is certainly going to be on pace for our highest number of fish from a run ever. I almost went on that one. Might already have more fish than we've ever gotten before. Okay. So a quick asphodel here. And we are guaranteed to get max life here. And then we get a little bit of extra damage as well. Isn't that right? From... Oh no, we didn't go for that one. We were thinking about going with that one from Dionysus, but we went with Premium Vintage instead. Okay, fair enough. Then we actually... We went with the Aphrodite keepsake, but we never got her to show up. So, well, I mean, she did show up, and then we decided not to take her. So we could still stick with this one here, and she is close to having her keepsake level up one more time. That might not be a bad idea. In some ways, we benefit more from using this if we hold on to it a little while longer. Like we were saying, maybe trying to force our hand a little bit into getting an Athena boon could be helpful. We have already gained Athena precedence, so there is something to be said for that. Maybe we don't need her keepsake for that reason. We probably do want to make sure that we are not relying on doing that for the final floor, because we're probably going to want to use some kind of boss-specific keepsake like these. But let's stick with the rose for now. And then let's see. Do we have a Kiss of Six? We do. That's what we were hoping for. And that means that
I'll take that.
now Athena is not nearly as necessary as we were thinking she might have been earlier. We've not yet taken Gaia's treasure, and it's 28 opals. We do have a ton. So at this point in time, I think we've done enough saving up, and we've gotten the big purchase that we were making a point of saving our opals for. So sure. Now I think it's fine to make that move there. And then, I mean, that probably means that selling boons is not terribly necessary. I think at the very end, if we were to be able to sell Huge Catch when we already have been through all the areas, like if we could sell this in the Temple of Styx for 430 opals, that'd be fantastic, because we've already gotten all the benefit out of it, and then we just get a huge chunk of opals from it as well. That'd be great. So the longer we can wait before selling it, the better. I think at some point in time, it probably does make sense to sell it. We can have our cake and eat it too. Okay, and I believe this is a one-heat run with a spear. It appears as though, or fishing spots, it appears as though we have successfully gone through the first two floors before, but not all the way through Elysium. with the spear with 1 heat. So hammer versus Aphrodite. I think we're probably going to go hammer, but let's make sure we get to the fishing spot first. The fish are growing on trees.
Fishies.
I swear, it's got to be way more than 20% here. Feels like 200%, like they forgot a 0. Come on.
Come on up.
All right.
It's a
I don't think that's a big one, but add it to the list. How many do we have at this point? It's a lot. It is a lot. So yeah, I think we go with the hammer here. The upside is just a lot higher, and I mean, we are, like I said before, expecting for Aphrodite to continue to show up, and eventually we will opt to take her. Just a hammer is fantastic, or at least can be fantastic. Okay, flame wheels are a little bit concerning. We do have some range. That does help. The big thing here is if you have to fight them from up close, then it is hard to make sure that they do not blow up in your face. Even our just normal attack actually has enough range on it that we can almost guarantee that we don't get hit by them. But they're quick enough that they can complicate matters. Okay, just don't want to step right in front of the spear, but... Oh, I didn't see the flame wheels, though. Hello! And our big attack here would also help us break through all the butterflies, I would think. Okay, who's next? Probably more flame wheels? That looks like a shieldy dude. Here's a flame wheel. Let's not dash into it. Let's probably not do that. Throw the cast, maybe? There we go. Okay, bloodstone's back. Now can we just focus on... Oh, there's still a flame wheel. Let's get rid of you. Then we'll get rid of the shield guy. Okay. Now we can focus on you. And if we could do that, that'd be great. And just let the hangover do its thing and finish you off, that might even be enough. Certainly combined with a backstab like that. There we go. Okay. And we did get the rose to rank up, so all the more reason to wait a little bit longer before going to the Aphrodite boon. Triple jab, your attack strikes 3 times in a spread pattern. Maybe. Your dash strike hits 3 times, but your dash has a reduced range. Or hold special for way more base damage. Minimum range reduced. I think we are, yes, primarily an attack-based build here, but it is mostly the charged attack. I'm assuming triple jab does not affect our spin move. If it did, that'd be absurd. If we had 3 of those wheels that we're shooting out, that'd be crazy powerful. That is a little bit tempting to check that out, but these other ones do have scrolls. We aren't really using our dash strike very much, though. And having reduced dash range is a pretty big downside if we aren't actually getting the benefit from the dash hitting 3 times. We aren't really using our special either. So you know what? In the name of science, let's try it. I don't really think it's going to work, but on the off chance that it does, it doesn't. Okay. So I think it is probably still the best for what we have going on with this build here. It does mean that we're passing up on some scrolls, but... Ooh, this time round, again, we can go obols, or we can go another palm. And let's just count how many boons we have. Are we still able to guarantee that we will have the option of upgrading Drunken Strike? If so, then I think we go for it. Because we saw that Premium Vintage, you can't upgrade that, so that's not going to show up. Neither can Side Hustle. Neither can the Legendary boon. So I think it is just... And this is a Chaos boon, that can't be upgraded. So yeah, I think at this point it's just the Divine Dash and the Drunken Strike. So Drunken Strike will show up. In which case, I think we go for it. Let's just double check. Was there anything down here? I don't think so. No? Were there any fishing spots here? No? I hear a trove somewhere. There it is. Okay. Obols. Yeah, let's go for it. I think troves, once you start getting to Elysium, do get more complicated. The enemies do start to... Okay, I don't like you're spawning directly on top of us. The enemies do start to get a lot more difficult, so it is less of a sure thing. Definitely want to get rid of you before you come back. So, want to be a little bit mindful of that, yes. But at the same time, we're doing pretty well from a life standpoint. There we go.
Worthless wretches.
We get the bonus obols, so it says 75 here, but in truth we get 124. I think that definitely works well, especially because that means even easier for us to pass up on the obols there. Now we have over 500, so let's go for the palm. I think that was the plan either way, but... Now... Okay, for you guys... Let's not get hit by that move there. Let's just shred you all. And yeah, so our normal attack, when we don't have the time to charge up our... Oh, you just barely have time to respawn. That's unfortunate. Now to get you. But yeah, when we don't have time to charge up our big attack, we are certainly dealing more damage now. Ooh, how dare you? How dare you? Get that off. Reach back a little bit of life. Now that we actually need to. I can hit you. Not sure it is. Don't do that. Don't do that. Bad eyeball. Same for you. Okay, more butterflies as well. You guys are, I think, at least, well, he says he gets hit. I was about to say more straightforward than the other types of enemies, but we did just take a bunch of damage from you, so maybe not. We can break through a lot of butterflies. These. Come on, just hang out right there. Stay right there. Ooh, okay, just don't have that blow up on us. And we did finish with a little bit of damage here, but I think that's definitely... we can leech that back pretty easily. And then we are continuing to upgrade this because there are no diminishing returns at this point. It's always just going to be 1 additional damage per hangover. That means future upgrades are going to continue to be just as good. And we've already made it into something pretty awesome. Okay, so we can go more obols. The game really wants us to take obols. I mean, we do still get bonus obols out of even the chamber rewards, so it's not bad. It's just that we are getting enough already that I'm not terribly concerned about it. So I think Hermes is also great. It's hard to pass him up. Let's go for Hermes. Oh, and Thanatos, it seems.
Has arrived. What do you say we deal some death together, Zagreus?
Okay, so trying to think what our chances are against Thanatos here. We have a decent build here. I'm just not sure if it's fast enough because we are using primarily Hangover, which is, of course, damage over time based damage. And we do have to take a little bit of time to charge up our spin move, so I'm a little bit concerned for that reason. But let's see what we can do here. Okay, come on, take it out before he can. I think Thanatos got it. Nope, Thanatos, no Thanatos. Did we get that one? Maybe. And now, like, I think all form goes out the window here as we just scramble, trying to do whatever we can to take people out. That was Thanatos that I just started to try to attack. Nope, none of that. That's an easy kill. Oh, I think we got it. I keep on trying to attack Thanatos. That's a big area of effect. I do not like that one. Did Thanatos beat us to that one? He might have. Who's left? You. Thanatos is definitely gonna get that one. Yeah. Okay. Come on! I think Thanatos got that too. But yeah, we were definitely taking a lot of damage that I would not like to be taken, but I'm mostly focusing on trying to race Thanatos. Less so, like I said, on trying to maximize or play optimally. But we did beat him. We did still beat him. So, short term, a little bit of a downside in that we took some damage, but we should be able to leech that back. Where did you go, Thanatos? Where did you run off to? But we get this max life upgrade. The long term, that should benefit us. And that brings us up to 100 life. So, yeah, back to where we would have started on a normal run, but, of course, we can leech life back much more easily than we could on any other run. Let's see what Hermes has for us. And here we can restore some life after dashing. We can get additional movement speed and become sturdy for 0.7 seconds after dashing. Or foes can drop bloodstones more quickly. I don't think any of these are amazing for us. This would be another way to restore some life, which is interesting. I wonder, in some ways you could make the case that we can already leech life easily enough that this is not terribly concerning. Or you could say that it's another way to do it and it makes us even stronger at one of our greatest strengths. So, I don't know. Is this overkill that is not worthwhile, or is it actually fantastic to double this up with what we have going on with our aspect of Guan Yu? Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try just to see. Okay. Anything else in this room other than, of course, well, we had Thanatos. We could have mini-boss Aphrodite. I mean, of all the times to run into Aphrodite, that would maybe not be the best time. Or we could go shop with almost 600 obols. Is a lot, of course. We've been stockpiling those quite a bit. So, let's see. This could be either Butterfly Guy or it could be Asterius. I feel like we'd prefer Butterfly because then we could just use the big spin move, and I think that could work pretty well against it because it's stationary. Whereas for Asterius, I feel like he could be difficult because he's pretty mobile. So I think also with us not being on full life right now, it might not be the best time to do that. Eventually, we do, of course, want to try to get Aphrodite, yes, but I think now is probably still not quite the time. And we've been passing up on a lot of shops. I think it's not a bad idea to get the chance to do this too. Okay, and we could get Athena, we could get Max Life, we could get Life Restoration. I mean, now, do we need this? Maybe not. Let's just see what's next. More Max Life, more mini-boss Aphrodite. I think we double up on the Max Life. We take this.
I'll take it.
Then maybe even take that. But I'm thinking we actually, again, we go for Max Life here. Let's give this a shot. Let's see what we get.
A shrewd expenditure of wealth is sometimes all that stands between a victory and sore defeat. Isn't that right, cousin?
It may be. Let's see. So, I mean, this would restore a Death Defiance, but we don't need it now because we used that Kiss of Sticks purchase from a well. So that would have been one of the go-to boons that we would have liked from Athena here, but we don't even have a call. So a normal call is not really something I'm looking for here. I'm feeling pretty underwhelmed at the moment. Athena's Aid, I mean, it can be good, especially what we had going on in the previous run where we had the ability to charge up our call very quickly. We could have had Athena's call on basically all the time if it had shown up. But this time around, I feel like this is just not great for us, but I mean, neither is the special, so none of these things are terribly interesting. I mean, there is some long-term benefit to this still because we could get some bonus life restoration when we do use Death Defiances, so it's not useless, but I feel like we don't take this now so that it's still an option for us to take it in the future. Keep it available to us so that if we do use a Death Defiance, then we have 2 different Athena boons that can give us 1 back. So I think we're going to go with the special, but I really don't think it's going to be doing much for us at all. So that was largely a whiff, I think. Largely a miss. That's unfortunate. Let's go for the max life, and at this stage we are perhaps risking, and we may not even have time to get the guaranteed Aphrodite boon before we make it over to the next floor. Because like I was saying, once we do make it to the next floor, we are probably going to go with a different strategy. We are not going to use Aphrodite's keepsake anymore. I'm just trying to get ourselves with enough space here to actually have time to throw our casts at these guys. Couldn't quite get the distance, though. Still just then. Oh, that one's close. Okay. And we are not on full life, so we should try to find an opportunity to use... And there is a well here. Use this. We got maybe 1 life back from that. Oh, there's someone right on top of us. Okay. People here as well. That's not where I wanted to get stuck. Okay. There's someone who is very keen on shooting us in the back of the head. Really hoping we could take you out. Yeah, then we don't have to worry about quite as many archers. We can just hide from you and... Oh, what? Except there's another one. As soon as there's 2, then things get more complicated. Except there might even be another one. We can isolate them so that they're on different sides. Well, as long as we can take one out quickly. Except you're an eyeball. We can get you out of here. There's so many of them. Okay. We have time to do this. Hope so. There we go. Okay, got a little bit of life back. Max life as well. Brings us up to 97 at the moment. 117 if we can get back up to full. There was a well. Let's check out what we have here. Hyalania, I mean, I'd like to believe we don't need this. I'm thinking we may not need any of these things right now. The Trove, depending on what it would be, we may or may not like this one here. If it were ovals, we'd probably take it. If it were darkness, we might as well. Anything else, we'd probably pass on. Maybe life we'd take as well. I suppose the Troves are also an opportunity to just face more enemies, which is an opportunity at times to use our special spin attack and leech back some life. So in some ways, it is good in that regard as well. And once again, this choice that we've had several times before between Palm and Opals, I'm thinking we stick with Palm. Let's just double check. Do we still have a guarantee that this Drunken Strike will show up? How many upgradable boons do we have? We do have Drunken Strike. Divine Dash is also upgradable, so that will be one that shows up, or at least can be. Then I don't think Quick Recovery is. We determined that Premium Vintage is not. And I don't think... Where's the... Oh, and the Divine Flourishes, of course, as well. That's the other one. Okay, so that means 3 in total. And so, of course, you get 3 options with the palms here, so we should still be guaranteed. have the boon that we want to show up. Oh, I did not quite have time to get that off. I just hesitated ever so slightly, charging it up. And that was the difference maker there. I think if we had done it right off the bat, we would have had enough time to do it. But fortunately, still had some time to leech some back there, and we're almost back where we were before. Come on, step into it. There we go. Get you at all with that? Who's next? Either of these people directly on top of us, probably? You, people who are chasing us, probably among the top priorities here. Hangover, do your worst. And in fact, the tricky thing about Hangover is that, as we see here, it does mean that some people are going to turn to eyeballs when they're off screen, which does make it a little bit difficult to know when we're supposed to track them down. Or quit. Okay, now let's get rid of you. And we're back up to max HP. And this should guarantee that, yes, these are all the boons we were expecting to show up. We can further upgrade Hangover there, and we're on level 7 now with Drunken Strike. What is it? 13 hangover damage every 0.5 seconds, so this is getting pretty huge, the amount of damage there. And, oh, golden herb, okay. Don't mind if I do. Then we have darkness, or we have keys. I think we probably take... Oh, and chaos. I didn't even see this. This is, the timing of this is making me a little bit nervous, because we are laid enough on in Elysium that there is a pretty good chance that whatever downside we have from this chaos boon, we are going to still have it in effect for the final fight of this floor, which is, that could complicate matters quite a bit. Quite a bit. So, how much damage is it? It's 27 damage. I mean, that is leechable, of course. So I think it's not so much the damage at this stage. We've done enough upgrading our max life that eating 27 damage is not a huge deal, but depends on what the downside of this boon is. So I think we'd have to be really mindful of that. We'd have to be very selective, but let's give it a shot. We may need to deliberately take the boon that is not the most effective on the plus side, and instead focus on taking the boon that is the least bad on the downside. But there is a fishing spot in the Realm of Chaos. Okay, don't mess this one up. I probably just jinxed it. What was tempting me there? I have no idea what that is. I was like, absolutely have to have the utmost focus. Can't mess this one up because they barely ever show up down here. And of course, it's only every so often that you do end up going down here into the Realm of Chaos. Let's see, do we have enough nectars to gift one to you here, Chaos? I think so. Let's do it.
I'm ever grateful that my journeys through the underworld mean that we can get to know each other, Master Chaos.
It's true.
Repeated generosity with me is starting to become a bit predictable. Yet somehow I nonetheless appreciate it still. How very odd.
Yeah, seems like that's kind of against your whole chaosy thing, right? As for the boon itself, this could be very tricky. Let's see. So, again, I'm mostly, I think, going to look at what is the downside. The reduced dash range is tough. Foes drop Inferno Bombs is maybe not that bad for specifically the boss fight. That's the thing that we should have in mind in particular. Or trap damage in that room is also not bad, but I think it's probably between these two. And then which one do we think, from a plus side, do we prefer? The additional damage striking foes from behind or the special damage? I think it's got to be striking foes from behind. It's not perfect, but I think this... it's probably still worthwhile that we went down here. I'm sure in hindsight we'll be able to say more definitively. And that was maybe even worth trying to re-roll that room there for just gems. This is the one, this room here, is going to be the one where the Chaos Boon is actually more significant than... okay, that was the wrong time to dash over to the other side there. Can we even have the spin move hit them from the other side? They go through walls? I don't think so. Okay, there are some of you guys who are eyeballs. Should try to do something about that. There are all the Inferno Bombs, and they are dropping right and left. The rooms with lots of enemies in them, I think, are going to be the toughest in that regard, because there's going to be all the more of those that appear. Try to sneak in one of those big attacks there. Don't like you trying to sneak up behind us. Just from the other side. Did you turn into an eyeball? You did. As did you. Do this on you? Not really. Charge this one up. Whoever you are. That's... I might have hit you. People are trying to snipe us, though. It is concerning. Get rid of you, ideally. Okay, and get rid of the eyeball before it can actually respawn. It does feel like there are a ton of enemies in here. Ooh, did that blow up on us? Ah, that certainly did. Crap did. Get rid of you. Okay, don't walk into the Inferno Bomb, which I think is exactly what we just did. And then, as well, we are leeching. Okay, someone is an eyeball. Let's do something about that. And you. That's again with the, like I was saying before, the hangover is absolutely taking people out before, or well, while they're off screen, and so we can't really see when they're turning into eyeballs. We took a lot of damage there. We did leech back a lot of life, but this is actually kind of tempting just to give us the opportunity to fight more enemies and try to leech back more life. I mean, we also walked into this room with not full life because we went into chaos. So bear that in mind. We actually didn't, on net, take too much there. Let's see what comes next. I strongly suspect this will be the last room before the boss fight. We can go either max life or shop. Either one could potentially work. We do have a lot of obols, of course, so on the high end, the shop could certainly be better. But if we get bad things showing up at the shop, then the max life is probably better. I think in either case, this is probably worthwhile. We try to finish this with more than 79 life is the objective. And of course, getting some obols out of it as well. Yes, I don't like the number of archers. Getting tons of them. They are tricky. At least can be. Okay. Try to get this off. There we go. And yes, we absolutely gained life out of that. And obols as well. So worthwhile for sure. 661 obols. I mean, we'd almost certainly be able to purchase everything in this shop here. Doesn't mean we're gonna find good things showing up this shop. That's by no means guaranteed. We might see something like, I don't know, darkness, life restoration. Neither of those would be terribly useful for us. If we saw boons, ideally multiple, and or a hammer, that would probably be best, because we could afford all that. Whereas the safe option would be to go with the heart, and that'd give us 8 to 9 max HP. Probably, I'm thinking probably 8, get us up to 125. So I think let's go for this one here. We've been waiting on shops, selectively choosing when and where to go into them. And of course, the big one is coming up after this, but I think with Side Hustle, we're going to be getting a ton of obols in the next floor, so we can probably, even if we buy a bunch of things here, still afford just about everything in the next shop. So this is a random upgrade to one of our existing boons. Of course, we would like for that to be our attack boon. Anything else is not really going to help us out.
One of my boons got stronger.
And it was the dash, so that is unfortunate. Gave us additional damage on the dash, which is not really going to make much of a difference here. And darkness does, yes, give us a little bit of life restoration. We'll take it, but it's almost nothing. And then Ares' boon here is also probably not what we would have liked. In some ways, I think we probably would have been better off going to the life room here, but this was just about as bad as things could have gotten in terms of our boons. Let's see. If you're using Death Defiance, deal more damage to that encounter. 30%, that is a lot. That could be useful for big fights against bosses where you're expecting to use multiple Death Defiances. I assume this stacks if you use multiple Death Defiances in one room. We don't yet have a call, so this could be good to finally get one of those, and I am a fan of Ares' call, so maybe this could be the right answer here. I think switching out the special is probably not really worthwhile. We have so few boons at this point in time that it'd be nice to pick up another. Tell you what, I'm not sure Blood Frenzy is upgradable, and in some ways that might actually be a good thing, because I'm expecting that in the next shop in Temple of Styx, we are likely to find at least one palm, and maybe even the room rewards in the Temple of Styx. And if we continue to make it such that we only have 3 upgradable boons, then we can guarantee that we can upgrade Drunken Strike even more. I mean, at some point we do want to make sure that we have a significant number of boons, of course, because we are rather low on them at the moment, but maybe that's reason to go with Blood Frenzy here. It's a little bit of a, you know, we're probably overthinking this one. Is that really going to benefit us? Hard to say. I mean, I think it will. We'll at least have one more palm at some point, maybe multiple, in which case it might still be more beneficial. It does mean short term it's definitely worse against these guys.
Other guy.
The other guy. Alright, so see how effective our spin move is. They're just chilling over there. They're relatively stagnant, and that does... Ooh, that was the wrong time to do that. Then it does help us out a lot. Okay, Darius is charging. I was really hoping you were going to crash into that one. You did not. Are you going to run out of steam? You are. The Hangover, yeah, I think on Asterius at least is... Well, I just totally went to sleep there. On Asterius, I think, is doing a lot of work here. We've done a lot of that already. We've not really attacked Theseus at all. There we go. Crap. Where are you going, Asterius? Can you just, like, come a little bit closer, please? Thank you. There we go. Just be patient. I can hit you as well? I think so. So I think we are probably going for... again, just went to sleep. And again. I think we're probably going for Asterius first here. Get some leech back. That was a bad time to... Yep, make that move. But if you want to just chill there, that's cool too. Asterius is doing a lot of charging. Lucked out a bit. The timing on that one, where he crashed almost immediately. Oh, and that one, yep, I saw Theseus' attack coming. Didn't want to get hit by that, and that meant eating Asterius' hit there. Okay, so Asterius has phase. That's a good sign. We are making progress there, but we definitely want to get some life back here. Okay. Come on, Asterius. Thank you. Oh, the deflection! And that too? Oh! That was a snipe. I don't know, Asterius. You got awfully lucky on that one. You got awfully lucky on that one. That is unfortunate for... that one, that was bad on my part. So we want to make sure that we have enough time to leech back to life when we drop low. That's the thing, is we got hit several times there, and I didn't really have enough time to do the leeching that I wanted to do. We do get the additional damage from that that boon from Ares that I was saying, well, we probably won't benefit from it that much immediately. Well, maybe we will. I again, didn't actually see what hit us there. I'm assuming it was the additional shockwave from Asterius' move. That's been the primary source of their damage thus far. Can we hit them both? Actually, I don't know when Theseus blocks it, if we still technically leech life from it. Man, Asterius! How many times are you going to get us with that? He's almost down here. Which I think will be a very good thing. Because he is, he's crushed us here. Oh, I didn't even see him starting, but there he goes down. Yes, we do still have the Chaos Boon in effect, because there you saw he did create one of the Inferno Bombs. But with just... Jeez, yes. Things should get more straightforward here. Okay. I'm playing more patiently with you, I think. You'll just chill in the middle. Basically just apply the Hangover's retreat to the point where he's not going to be able to hit us. Leak back to life. At least a little bit. Not getting much back. That could have hit us. Okay, do your thing. Do your thing. Might be able to charge that up a little bit longer, but here he's about to phase. That does mean that we should have time to do some of this, maybe? Maybe not, I think we did get hit there. I was curious to see if we still leech life there when he was deflecting that. I think we did. Pretty sure this is Zeus who's aiding him right now. Zeus, what did we do wrong? Why are you siding with him? Is Theseus technically a demigod? Is he the son of one of the gods or goddesses of Olympus? I thought he might have been, and it might even be Zeus. I could be very wrong about that. But there we go. Okay, so Theseus, far more straightforward. Asterius got insanely lucky. The number of times he hit us from practically off-screen with the shockwaves, I lost track.
Thanks for believing in me, my good Shade.
Hopefully, this Shade here still believes in us after that.
Be seeing all of you next time, all right?
So it does mean we use the Death Defiance. We do still have 200 nobles, so if we get a Kiss of Styx to show up, then we can certainly make a point of picking it up here. Did we ever pick up the Guaranteed Aphrodite boon? We were talking about how we passed on it several times and might have been at risk of not getting the chance to pick it up, and that might be exactly what just happened. I think it's not the end of the world. And then let's just check. Okay, no Kiss of Styx here. Let's see. Anything here that we particularly want? I don't think so. I think we just saved the obols. And we will have a lot.
One more stop.
Going up here to the Temple of Styx, and that is already an improvement there because that's the first time we made it out of Elysium with the spear on one heat. Assuming we're going to get some golden urns here. At least I'd like to believe we will. If I could get over here, but I mean, there aren't any here. Tell you what. Okay, there are some over here. I was gonna say, gotta be at least some. There's always some in here. But side hustle triggers as well, so that's helpful. Gets us up to 511 here. And yes, there is a palm. There's two palms, in fact. So this is what I was banking on. This is why I was thinking we deliberately take Blood Frenzy at that previous shop, because that means that we can basically guarantee that we're going to be able to upgrade the specific Dionysus boon that we are looking for twice. And actually, does a super palm upgrade it twice? I think it might. So 4 times in total, making our hangover just absurdly good. Then that does perhaps mean we want to wait a little bit before we pick up additional boons, just so that we still have that in effect, and may mean that we want to deliberately target things other than boons first. And these are not really the rooms we're looking for here. Like, the one that stands out to me is I really don't think we want more Ares. That was just an unfortunate god that happened to pop up in a shop. We would not have made a point of picking him if we knew that we were going to get him. So I think we definitely want to reroll this. Let's see what we get out of it. I mean, not sure we really want Poseidon either. We don't have anything going on for Poseidon, so let's try again.
Whatever, let's try it.
Dionysus could work. Could work. I think we still want to lead off with other things that are not boons, so that way we are guaranteed to be able to upgrade this with our future palm purchases. Just want to make sure that we are still at 200 obols in case we do run into any Kisses of Styx. So we probably still could have picked up one of those palms at the beginning. Okay. And ooh, does the Chaos boon only evolve at the end of this whole chain here? In which case that means there's going to be a lot of these Inferno bombs dropping. We should be making a point of doing this as well. We are not quite on full HP. Now we are. Okay, let's do some of this. And then some of this. Okay, and not have that blow up in our face.
Chaos has expired.
Okay, it does expire in the little mini rooms like this. That's good. No more Inferno Bombs, and I already forget what the additional upgrade from it was. I think it was not one we were terribly fond of. Was the additional damage from Backstab? I think it might have been, and that's not terrible. Okay, that was not nice. Not appreciate that. Please don't do that. Now I have to do this. Leak back that life that you took. Except now we're back up to full life, so no problem. Never mind. I forgive you. Okay, little rats. How do we feel about them? I think if we can get off the spin move, that should be pretty effective against them. Yeah, seems like. And this is a well. Of course, we have over 200 obols, so we were hoping for a Kiss of Styx here, and we get it. We're definitely taking it. It will keep us alive. And we still have 456 obols, so that's fantastic. Okay, so this is the final room here, along this chain. It means that there's no Satyr Sack here. I think that's fine, because we probably would have wanted to go down additional rooms anyway. We don't really have any cover there, which is unfortunate. Get some... Oh no, actually we don't need to get any life back. Fine. Okay, just don't want any Satyrs. That is the bane of my existence. Anything other than that is fine. You guys, I don't mind. And, well, what did I say? Let's get some hangover on you in hopes of having that take you out from afar, and then we just ignore you for the rest of the encounter. That's kind of my plan here. There's some ranged guys as well. So that you can't corner us like this. It's a little bit difficult to work around. Okay, there we go. We do need to leave a little bit of life back here. I think that is doable. Against you, relatively slow big rats here. Yeah, we're already at max life, so there we go. Get more max life here. 126. Could sell boons. I was saying how if we did have the option to sell, what was it, our legendary Poseidon boon for the fishing, that could potentially be worth doing late on. Did we actually get a fishing spot here? It seems like it's so common that we get one in the hub area in the Temple Sticks, but I'm not sure we did. I'm surprised when we have additional chance of them showing up that it didn't happen this time around. But let's see. So we could certainly pick up one of these now. I think that is a safe bet because we know we're going to get this, and it does upgrade it twice. So we go from 13 to 15 hangover damage. Then we're hoping to get this as well before we pick up any additional boons to make this go up from 15 to 17 damage and basically just go all out hangover. That means even though we do definitely want to get a Dionysus boon, I think we're gonna go for this palm here first, and that will further upgrade it. And Athena was tempting when we were thinking that we might need an additional Death Defiance. Of course, we're hoping that we don't need to use one of those at this stage. I forgot that those rats can theoretically bridge this gap here. Sneaking up on me. Yeah, there are still some of them. Like, is it over? It's not over? What? Is it over? It is. Okay. Okay. See the... Oh, you with that quick poison. Get out of here. Fortunately, we can leech back life, and so even though we did get poisoned, we healed it quickly and leech back all the life. So yeah, if we do have to use the Death Defiance, then suddenly the Athena room looks a lot more enticing, even if it is a mini-boss. Because that means we have the chance of potentially getting a Death Defiance back from that. Okay, let's get some more obos out of those as well. And there was, what was it, a Hermes boon cost 500 at the shop. What with our high obo earning potential here, we could potentially get some pretty big things from the shop. Might be able to afford multiple things. So, multiple big things with that. So, that's not out of the question. We've made our big purchase already with the Kiss of Sticks. That was the thing we were making sure that we were saving up for. We'll see when we get the Satyr Sack. It might be here. It is. Okay, so this is a relatively early one. Okay, a few more golden urns there. Upgrade this. Take the Satyr Sack. And normally you would say you might want to make a point of going to the final boss soon after picking up the Satyr Sack because you know that this is going to be your most reliable source of healing in the Temple of Sticks. But we do have our ability, our special ability here with the attack that allows us to leech life. So we're not as reliant on this as we might otherwise be. So for that reason, oh, and here's a fishing spot. Now, for that reason, I think we certainly could justify going down additional rooms. That does mean that we know for a fact there are going to be mini-bosses down here, which is a little bit... making me a little bit nervous for those, but I think Dionysus certainly, at least, probably does make sense. Let's fish.
Here, fishies.
Come on. Come on. Come on, fishies. There we go. Ooh, and a stone wall.
No, that's a stone wall.
That's a big one. And at this rate, how many have we picked up? How many fish? It's a crazy amount. Okay, so I'm thinking we could get Hermes, yes. But I think we do this first. I mean, Hermes doesn't have upgradable boons, so we could take this and then we'd still be able to go with the Super Palm and guarantee that we'd be able to double upgrade our attack boon. But we don't have enough obos for that right now. I think we do this. to do this.
Palm down.
And I mean, all of these things are nice at this stage. So, I mean, we could afford one of these two, but let's go to the Dionysus room, see what we end up with, see how many obols we end up with, and then take it from there. And of course, we're hoping that we don't take much damage here, because we leech back some, we do take much. But that is the risk we're taking from voluntarily subjecting ourselves to additional rooms. So what is the key number we want to get to here? 500 would mean that we can start doing Hermes. 250 would mean we can do Dionysus plus the normal palm. I think that was... Oh, no. It was Dionysus plus a heart, so that would mean we need 275. That's still, I think, almost guaranteed at this stage. We are on full life right now, so we don't really need... Oh, well, it worked. So we didn't need to use Life Leech until just then. Golden Urn, though, that helped. Of course, we know we're going to have a room with enemies in it at the end. It will not be the room with the Satyr Sack. That's one other reason why the Satyr Sack rooms are... That's still going to deal poison damage to us? I don't think so, but just avoid it just in case. We did manage to leech back up to maximum life there, so that's good. It's just you. Let's just be a little patient here. Do some of that. Then do some of this. And I haven't been looking too closely at just how significant that hangover damage is, but it should be a ton. I mean, we knew this was going to be dead end. We knew we were subjecting ourselves to that. But the hangover damage should be absurd. Lots of ranged enemies here. Does make things a little bit tricky. Just want to get rid of some of them early enough so we don't get completely bombarded. But as long as we don't start getting satyrs, then I think I'm fine with that. Oh, I wanted to charge up a big one. And, well, your wish is my command. We got a couple. Big ones as well. Ooh, that one I just ate. Might have deflected that back at you. Hoping that I did. That one was close as well. And satyrs make me nervous about, oh, yeah, you did poison us. Come on, get this back. And did you hit us there with the poison? Okay, so we did take, what was it, 15 damage at the end is how much we have. That's not terrible. Let's see what we get from Dionysus here. Could get the cast, which we were saying earlier would be a nice compliment to what we have going on. We've gone this entire run without any calls and without any casts. So that is, we did pass up on some previously, but that is still pretty crazy. Positive outlook. This was one of the other reasons why I wanted to consider going with Dionysus, was because we are going to be at less than 40% HP fairly often, and so to have damage resistance there could be very helpful. Your hangover effects also make foes slower, though. We do have a lot of hangover going on, so that could be useful too. I don't know. I feel like it probably is still one of these. I'm leaning towards positive outlook, to tell you the truth. I think we go with this. But I think any of these you could certainly make the case are good. I mean, none of them are bad, by any means. Just a matter of personal preference. We do still have, I believe it was a Dionysus spoon back at the shop, right? So we can get one more. And I think picking up a cast there is fairly likely that it could be one of the options, or a call. Either one of those could be useful, and I think we probably do take the max life and the Dionysus, and then we leave it at that. I'm thinking that's what we go for, because otherwise we know we're going to have a mini-boss from one of these two. If we were to, say, go Athena, then that could make it so that we are more likely to guarantee that we can get both a cast and a call, one of them from the Dionysus spoon at the shop and one of them from Athena here. But I think might still prefer that we just keep it a little bit simple here. And yes, here is the cast, so we could go with that one. After Party was the other one that I was thinking that we could potentially see useful to pick up earlier on, so that if we are finishing encounters with a low amount of life, then we can make sure that we can have at least 45% life. Though hangover afflicted foes inflicted on other foes near them every 4 seconds. That sounds fantastic for what we have going on. Oh, but it's, I was going to say, if it's the same amount of hangover damage that we have going on with our existing hangover from our attack, 18 hangover damage, that would be huge. But just 5 is, well, it's less than a third of what we have going on here. That is a little bit unfortunate. I think it may still be best for us in which case we are just a basically pure attack build, which is not a bad thing per se, but it would be nice to have stronger options with our cast and our call. Well, of course, we have precisely nothing. It's just we made a point of totally min-maxing our attack here. And so, yeah, I guess we do go with this.
Put me right up.
And then take this,
What I need.
get us up to 135 on our max life. We have 125 obols left, so I think even if we were to go down additional routes, very unlikely we would get all the way up to 500 obols, so I think both of these things are pretty much out of the question. You could maybe make the case that with our ability to leech life, we might be able to make it work with one of these here. I suppose if we went down the obols route, we could probably make it happen with Hermes. But I'm concerned about there are some of the mini-bosses that I think are capable of potentially forcing us into using a Death Defiance, and that would be pretty bad. So I think for that reason, it's not perfect, but I think it's pretty darn good, at least our attack at the moment. And we have the Athena Dash, which is strong defensively, and we did pick up the Dionysus boon for positive outlook, so that means 20% reduced damage when we're at 40% HP or below. That will help us as well. We have some useful hammer boons, at least from the quick spin, and on occasion the triple jab will work out too. And we have Blood Frenzy. Yeah, that should help us out in the final fight as well. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty decent about our setup here.
Ferocious guardian to move aside.
And then I think the interesting question is going to be how much do we rely on our charged up attack on the final boss here to leech back life, because it does take a little while to make it happen. But it could potentially get us out of the pinch if we find ourselves on low HP.
Well, Guan Yu, take good care of her other.
Oh? Not sure what that was all about.
She was the queen. Queen of the underworld. My queen. Commanding reverence and awe and fear. She was not just, what was the term you used? A consolation prize. You are as disrespectful to her as you are to me.
I mean, that may be, but it is still very odd that it seems as though almost everyone in the underworld has just completely forgotten about her and doesn't talk about her at all. And when we ask them about her, they just say, whatever, none of my business. So, I mean, you try to play it out as if she was this amazing, awe-inspiring queen, but at the same time, that doesn't seem like what other people are saying actually happened.
Oh, what would you even know? You claim so much respect for her, yet you didn't even respect her enough to tell her what happened after she left.
That's true.
What am I saying? I know you love her still, Father. That best explains all the terrible choices you've made.
Okay.
All the terrible choices I've made. By the time you have existed for as long as I have, pray you will have made fewer. Although I fear you shall surpass me in at least this one regard.
Alright. I'll give you that one. That was a good jab. Oh, you disappear immediately? Don't like that. So, we technically are not on full life here, so I mean, could make the case that getting some early Guan Yu's in there, not a bad idea. Wanna come over here? Thank you. So, yeah, I think it's a bit of a trap. We don't want to force ourselves into doing it and like this and take 40 damage is a ton, is the thing, with our limited max life. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to try to pick up a lot more over the course of the run. So I think that should help us, all the life that we do have. Never to even time, I don't think we can. That almost was catastrophic there. Hit by two big things at once. Fortunately, only one of them, but I think it was the worst of the two ones to get hit by. That was bad timing as well. That was one of those forced spin moves, like I was saying. Saw that one coming. We don't want to get hit by his spin move, is the thing. And the weird thing about Positive Outlook on Guan Yu is that we can actually be in Positive Outlook territory when we're on low HP, and then leech ourselves out of it, which can actually backfire in some instances. And in some ways, having him gain additional friends is almost useful to us. That does mean that we have more people to hit with our Guan Yu attack. Like that. I think we might have even gotten all of them there. Of course, the hand I don't love. The hand can capture us. Ooh, that was bad timing on the dash there. Ooh, saw that one coming. Yet didn't quite have what it took to dash out of the way in time. Where are you? Also, where did that skull come from? Yeah, you're dealing a little bit too much damage at the moment. I do not like it. We can leech some back, of course. That is our thing. Would have liked to have gotten all the skulls over there. That would have been great. We were just too far. Oh, I was really hoping we were going to get the dash back in time, but it was just barely still on cooldown. Oh, and that was poor timing there as well. Leech back some life, please. That would be huge. Thank you. Got the big attack off. Was going to dash immediately after. Took just a little bit too long on the attack. Oh, where are you? You're over here. So we could definitely be dealing more damage, I think, if we were focusing more on just doing the straightforward attacks. But yeah, you help us a little bit when we can do this, is the thing. Leech back some HP that way. Oof, that was close. Almost got hit by that. Want to try to time that so we get both Hades and his friend. Oh, I don't think we did. Hades is right there. Preemptively do some of the spin moves when he disappears, I think. Does mean that we won't maximize the damage on it, but we can at least more safely get it off in time without being much at risk of getting hit by the big spin moves as well. Because that was a situation in which we found ourselves on several prior occasions, and that got us into some trouble earlier on. I think we want to be, yeah, a little bit more careful with that. And there we have it. First phase. Hangover was big. Can we do this preemptively? Maybe. Expecting that, of course, and laser beams, maybe. Oh, but we can leech a little bit of life while he's doing that. That was good. And we're close to... we're not at max, but we're kind of close to it. Can we leech from these guys? No? I don't think so. I don't think that counts. Oh, that was a quick laser beam there. I did not see that one coming. Okay, get some back from that. And do you not shoot the skulls in this phase? Honestly, if that's true, then I did not even remember that being the case. But in some ways, that might benefit us. Well, no. Okay, you definitely do, first of all. And we definitely do still want to have the chance to do some of that. Although, ooh, that was a nasty situation in which we found ourselves there. Might have actually avoided taking damage, though, somehow. Okay, that's... let's not get stuck in the middle of all of those. Okay. Are you laser beaming? I think you're laser beaming. That was close. Wanted to get rid of you as well if we can. That's not the one I was looking for, but sure. Okay, that works too. Ooh, just barely missed that. Okay, that's a laser beam incoming. From range. You usually don't do it when he's that far away. At least it seems not. The double spin move? Don't see that too often either. Get you there. Do have some casts. I mean, our casts are pretty uninspiring, of course, so we didn't get a single cast upgrade. But I think we can play this pretty patiently with the Hangover, of course. And leeching back our life. We are on full life at the moment. Bring these back. Let's use our bloodstones to get rid of some of these, I think. Not a bad idea. Oh, well, laser beam. Okay. I think that our keepsake is really good at making sure that we don't get absolutely annihilated from laser beams, because otherwise we would take a lot more damage there. Wanted to do our big Guan Yu attack there, but hold on. Here instead. For these guys, try to get rid of you with the cast if and when we can. That was going to be something bad. Doesn't matter what. Again, are we... Oh, I'm not sure if we were going to get hit by that or not. Just take that. Don't mind if I do. Nope, on the other side of the spin move that time, surprisingly. Did still hit us though. Okay, laser beams incoming. Bloodstones incoming as well. And with our life leech, turns out that we're not taking that much damage. Because when we do get hit, we seem to be able to leech it back fairly reliably. And now he's getting fancy with the laser beam, shooting more of them. That was absolutely going to happen. Get rid of you the old-fashioned way. Oh, yep, that did hit us. As did that. But he's down. Not bad.
I shall see you back at home.
That we shall.
Father.
Yeah, sure, true. Maybe. Okay. So for that one, absolutely 100% the Drunken Strike with 18 hangover damage, plus the Guan Yu attack with Life Leech. We basically just leaned into that and embraced it. And other than that, I mean, yeah, the deflection on the dash, but nothing crazy here. It's mostly just we upgraded this a bazillion times. And we did get a reasonable amount of max life, even though we had, starting out with, I believe it was 35 life, and we made it such that we could only get, what was it, 35% life from any max life upgrades in the future. We still managed to get all the way up to 135, so that helped us a lot as well, for sure. Oh, there's a fishing spot here? What? Where? Down here? Over here. Never seen this. I guess this also counts as the surface? We'll have to see what we get out of this. Is it a bass? It is a bass. Okay. So bass is what we got when we saw fishing spots near our mom in her garden. So yeah, I guess that's technically the same pool of fish we're drawing from in that spot there. We're still in Greece, even if we only see the name Greece once we end up over here. Okay. And of course, we'll take a quick pit stop. Because you can't pass up the opportunity to look at that. That's just too good. And there is a fishing spot here as well. Oh, a trout. I think that's our first time getting one of those. Is this a trout? What is that? Oh, we can't even look at our boons. I was going to say, I wanted to double check. Is it actually 20% increased fishing spot spawning chance? Because it was humongous. Far and away. Probably double as many fish as we would normally get. But anyways, it does mean that we are back to Mom.
Don't do this to me, Mother. You said Father is no fool, and neither are you. There has to be a way to fix this. Not just with you and Father, but with everyone. There has to be a way.
Yeah, remember last time she said, don't ever visit me again? You're putting us all at risk and it's not worth it? So, you know, she may be a little bit upset with us after we showed up, after she said that to us.
You have your father's stubbornness. Listen to me. You're endangering everything you care about by coming here. Don't you understand? Besides...
Yeah, but your solution is not a sustainable solution to begin with. So, I really don't think that your option is great.
The truth is that I like it here, Zagreus. I've done well for myself on my own. And your father, he has his domain to look after. The feelings he once had for me, feelings we shared, they fade with time. You'll understand someday.
I don't know about that. I don't know. That seems like a bit of a cop-out to me.
No, I won't be understanding anything of the sort. Father still loves you, I'm sure of it. And he owes you an apology, damn it. I cannot make amends with you on his behalf. Something only you can do together.
That much is certainly true.
What do you mean he still loves me, Zagreus? How would you know?
We have a feeling that that's the case.
Because I'm his blasted son, that's how I know. But trust me isn't ever good enough, I know that too. I'll prove it to you, Mother. Just you wait and see.
We'll see if we can find a way.
Oh, you're fading, son. You don't need to prove anything to me. Please don't do anything rash. All of us made our choices. Now we have to live with them. Isn't it enough to know that I'm safe? That I'm content to be alone?
But we can have so much better.
No, it's not enough for me because this blasted family, it cannot just keep hiding from its problems, running from them. We're stuck with one another. We have to do everything we can for one another.
Yeah. What Zagreus said.
Oh, my dear boy.
Oh, are we getting through to her? Finally? Maybe? Possibly?
We have to.
Looks like we'll have to wait until next time to find out.
Not yet. God damn it all. Again.
Alright, I think certainly progress relative to the last time we went up there, where Mom just totally rejected us. Hello there, Hypnos. How are you?
Did you see? My brother. He's come back. He's here. Somewhere,
Thanatos?
I think. Good old Thanatos. He's so busy all the time, he never talks to me. Kind of like your dad with you, I guess.
Oh, I mean, Thanatos is here every now and again. Haven't seen him for a while, though. That is true, I think. At least not in the House of Hades. We did, of course, run into him in the previous run, though.
Indeed.
Okay. Oh. Speaking of Hades, he's not here. Odd.
The hellish watchdog snarls at the listless shades crowding about the court.
Let's give him a pet as well.
You're my good boy. Yes, you are.
Okay. Now let's see. Supposedly Thanatos is over here. Oh, and Achilles, apparently we need your help. We did just do the whole Guan Yu thing, which you had spoken to us about previously.
What is it, lad? What's wrong? What can I do?
Let me in Father's chambers, please.
Oh. Whoa. That's a big ask, Zagreus.
That's high atop the list of things I'm not to do for anyone.
I bet it is.
Under any circumstances. What is it you need? I've never even been in there myself.
What are you on about, Zagreus?
No, but if I know Father, and I think I do, he's got to have something of hers in there. Of Mother's. She still doesn't get it, doesn't believe me about him, and I said I'd prove it, that he cares for her.
That is true. That could be a great way to prove it. But, that also sounds like quite a risk.
Alright, slow down, I understand. Look, this can get me in a lot of trouble like you've no idea. And not just me, so be careful and be quick while he's still out. Take this and go. Don't leave anything there out of place, alright?
Ooh. Okay, he's in on it? He's gonna let us do it?
Thank you.
Master's private quarters? Chambers unlocked? Okay. Oh boy. Not that. That's the administrative chambers. Let's talk to Thanatos, and maybe we gift him a nectar, because he does run off fairly often after we talk to him.
Sag. You picked sides and things are not the same. A momentary stab at thoughtfulness can't fix something like that.
That's an odd metaphor to use.
We've been through a lot then, and I think we'll be going through a lot more yet. Consider it a token of our kinship.
Yeah. Think of it that way.
Have to tell you something, Than. My birth mother, she didn't abandon me. Or at least, she didn't think she did.
Is this actually the first time we've talked to Thanatos after we met our mother? Apparently, it seems like it.
She didn't think she did? What are you talking about, Zach? She left with
Fair
you.
enough. Good question.
Was never seen or spoken of again until all this with you.
Well, it turns out she never knew I was alive at all. Complications when I was born. She had been struggling already here, and it was all too much, I guess. By the time Nyx brought me back, my mother was long gone.
Yeah.
But Mother Nyx and your father, they could have sent for her, let her know. They must have known where she went.
Yeah, exactly, Thanatos. That's what I've been asking for the past, I don't even know how long.
Nyx knew, but Father must have convinced her that my mother, that it would be for the best if she never found out about me. So she could live in peace, away from all of this, and away from Olympus.
And like Zagreus said, Just avoiding the problems, never trying to address them. It's not a sustainable solution.
That's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That it is. That it is, but it seems as though maybe we can find some way to get through to our mom if we can break into those chambers.
Thank for this most wondrous music stand, my friend. Why, it is positively splendid, isn't it?
Oh, I honestly don't think we've ever even looked at it, but sure. Yeah.
Musician not to have the finest means available, I think. I'm pleased you like it, Orpheus. Though, tell me something. How can it play your music when you're not even here?
Who can explain the secret art of Daedalus, my friend?
Well, we haven't exactly tested it, so I'll take your word for it.
Whenever it produces music for your listening enjoyment, that the sound you hear is coming from my soul.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Amazing. And a bit unsettling.
Yeah, a bit unsettling for sure.
Would you be interested in one of my songs?
Ah, okay.
Why, very well.
Yeah, I think we've completely ignored this for the entire time that we've had this. I don't even know when we picked this up, but sure. Meg? We're running somewhat low on the nectars, but let's gift one to you as well.
Flattery won't get you anywhere. We can't go back to how things used to be.
Alright, sorry, Meg.
Flattery never got me anywhere with you to begin with, Meg. Doesn't mean I won't keep trying. I am ever stubborn, aren't I?
There we go, there we go. As for an actual conversation with you?
Ended between you and Hypnos, are you, Meg?
Huh? How things ended up between them? I don't remember how things ended up between you two.
I'm still in a state of shock. I'll have to pick up the pieces somehow and figure out how to get on with my existence.
Something tells me you're not serious about that.
Have you tried sulking in the lounge? No sign of Dusa.
No Dusa. Though, how many fish did we get on the previous run? I lost track. It might even be like as high as 8. I don't know. Let's try to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, one of those was a time 2. Oh my god. Several of those were times 2. Might have actually been easier to count these rewards here. I don't know. But that was a lot. A whole lot.
Greetings, broker.
Our special deal would be exchanging 2 keys for 20 gemstones. Normally, that is what? Exactly the exchange rate between gemstones and keys, so I don't really think that's anything special here. So, I guess we'll pass on that?
Nyx isn't around.
No, Nyx either.
No,
where is everybody?
This way just yet.
Okay, so we're not supposed to go through here yet. I actually don't know where the entrance to Hades chambers are. They're behind his desk? Oh, what's this?
A vast and intricately crafted mosaic depicts the underworld king presiding over the enormity of his domain, whilst its chthonic residents look on in awe of him.
Yeah, so this has also probably been here for a very long time. We've just not noticed it.
He's not really that great.
Or maybe it's only available now that he's not here. It does also look like his quill is lighting up a little bit here, though I don't think we can actually do anything with it. Just try to approach it from the other side just to be sure. Can we? Oh, relax? Maybe this is it.
No.
Nope. We can't take the throne? Aw, shucks. Where is his... Ah, this is it here. I honestly didn't realize this was a door. I just thought this was a wall. Okay, so we gotta get out of here quickly, supposedly.
Stoic lord and master of the house possesses wealth beyond imagining, a portion of which he has used for a crisp set of attire for every passing day.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he wears the same thing every time.
I knew it. It's just capes.
It is all capes. Okay. Ooh, anything else? Lots of scrolls, sure.
In his lord father's very private chambers, Zagreus, the lock-removing prince,
That's one way to refer to us.
most delicately painted likeness of none other than Persephone herself.
Ah, okay.
Of dust suggests it has remained here for some time.
I think that's what we're looking for.
He's never stopped thinking of her. Ugh, what a fool.
Okay. Do we like take it, or do we just acknowledge its existence and bring that up to Persephone when we next encounter her? Maybe. Anything else in here to examine, or is that it? That might be it. Not seeing any other glowy signs here, but I think that means we're on our way out and we found what we're in there. It's fine.
Find what you need. I did, thank you.
Thanks, Achilles. totally set us up. And, oh, now we can do things with the contractor, even though it wasn't lining up before. We can make it so that we now get additional gems from Dark Thirst, and or regain entry to the administrative chamber. Or we could save up for super gems or super keys. I was thinking maybe super keys might be worthwhile, or even some of these big 4 or 5 diamond options here. Let's save up a little bit more. Still no Nyx. Oh. Prophecy that we have
Came to pass.
completed. The fated Saint of War, the Eternal Spear, shall someday rise from the underworld in a form it shall assume again in the hands of a peerless warrior, whose tale it is yet to be spun. Reach the surface, the hidden aspect of Baratha. Okay, so Guan Yu, we did make it to the surface with that. And that was, I assume, the little stuff that we saw when we did make it to the surface. We saw Zagreus making some comment about Guan Yu.
The Frostfair blade. What a weapon.
And it worked out pretty well with the weapon. I liked it. It was very different, the playstyle, but I think we made it work. Oh, you have something special to say to us?
Just want to say, pal, that spooky Crimson Phoenix stuff you were going on about before. I mean, well, you just say some nonsense and you get a brand new spear?
Apparently.
I'm so impressed, I decided to try that trick for myself.
Oh, okay. Did it work?
Oh, gods. Skelly, what did you do?
Skelly, did you create a problem for us that we now need to sort out?
Relax, boyo. Just had a little chat with your old servant platter over there after you left is all. That thing hits pretty hard.
The shield?
So then I say to it, I see it through the eyes of the Crimson Phoenix. And you want to know what happened after that?
Absolutely nothing.
So you carelessly spoke secret words imparted by the fates themselves to an infernal weapon forged at the dawn of creation. Then what? Walk up to Aegis or just shout over your shoulder?
Over my shoulder. Anyway, what happened next was nothing. Your Aegis kept on bobbing like a dummy. So then I went and said that mumbo jumbo to every other weapon, but nope, doesn't work at all. So much for your fancy sorcery, huh?
Apparently.
I miss my fancy sorcery already.
Yes, we do. And so, we did, of course, just finish the run with the aspect of Guan Yu. Don't think we necessarily have any particular weapons or aspects that we're looking to do next. So let me know if you have anything in mind. Looks like we have the shield is the weapon with the Dark Thirst, so if nothing else, maybe that's our tiebreaker. We still have the aspect of Chaos we've not yet used there, and we have the hidden aspect that's not yet unlocked. So, a few options there. Let me know if there's anything you have in mind. And like I was saying, definitely very different using the aspect of Guan Yu on the spear, but I liked it a lot. We found a way to totally max out on the Dionysus hangover effects on the attack, and it does seem like we are starting to make some good progress, so I think we're getting close to the true ending, so to speak. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.